It's very dark. Hello.
Hey. Welcome to the Long One with Joel and Christy. We're a little bit late getting started because we thought we had to do something else, but
we're new, first time to live streaming, so we know all the
ins and outs of that. So,
and this is a little dark. We probably should be facing the other direction. Live and learn.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to show you the mess in the kitchen.
Yep. Type something there and then say something. Okay.
Oops.
He doesn't like my keyboard.
All right, so we're going to be talking today about moving during the pandemic. Now, for those of you who've been following us for a while, you know that we just officially moved to...
Tell us if you can hear us.
Yeah, just officially moved to Orlando from Houston over the last week, and so we just want to show you some things that happened, that some challenges along the way, some good things that happened, some costs that we incurred. I tend to sway a little bit, so
he'll be in and out of the shot.
So anyway, we're going to show you the costs that went along with that. Some ways we saved a little money too, but anyway, we did make it. As you can see, this is a different setup than what we would normally have for our normal videos. So we did make it to Orlando, made it safely, and got everything out of the truck, got the truck taken back, and everything's been pretty good so far. We've taken the last few days to kind of unpack some boxes and get some things ready, and so here we are.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Before we get started, we're going to tell you that first of all, we appreciate everyone who hung on while we were silent for a week on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. We were finishing packing up boxes and getting trucks ready and finishing up my work, and
we're tired.
Things to do. So yeah. So thanks for hanging with us.
Yep.
And thank you for coming back and watching our videos and being a part of our lives, because this is life for us. So
yeah. Since we have looks like we have a few people who joined, let us know if you can hear what we're saying.
Please.
Hopefully we have sound and everything. We're new to streaming, so.
Well, at least on YouTube. Anyway.
Yes.
We've done some lives
we've done some lives on Instagram.
I've done some lives on Facebook. When I ran the New York City Marathon, I did some lives during the actual running of the marathon. So, but there we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, and we will be back Thursday with the first video, since we had to take a week off while we were moving. We'll be back with a first actual. Hey, Angel. We had to take a week off so that we could get everything packed up, and but we'll have an actual video Thursday, and it's going to be a tag with how Debbie Saves tagged us in, and it's about how the coronavirus affected our family.
Yep.
And so we have some specific questions that we'll be answering. And we haven't recorded it yet, but somehow I'm going to get it up by Thursday. It may be late on Thursday, though, because we have our driver's license appointment set, and they set it for exactly when I normally would have a video uploaded. So I'll be a little bit busy at that time. So it may be a little bit later in the day than normal, but yeah.
All right.
But we appreciate all you who hung around while we took our, time to pack and all that kind of stuff like that. So.
Yep. And just to kind of give you a background on the reasons why we moved. I work for a local Chick-fil-A operator. Actually, we met back in 2014 when she was an interim manager with Chick-fil-A corporate, and when she worked there for 6 months in the restaurant I was in, and then when she was done, when she moved on to her next assignment. She said, I'm gonna call you when I get my restaurant as an owner operator. I want you to come down and run it for me. I said, okay, sure, because all the interim managers that came through it had said that, and sure enough, about a year later, we had kept in contact some along the way. And she'd ask me questions, I'd ask her questions, and stuff like that. And so I was all doing a grand opening. I was doing grand opening trainer for Chick-fil-A Corporate for about a year and a half. And she called me while I was in Denver doing a grand opening, and she said, "Look, I'm focusing for this store in Houston." And I said, "Houston," and because she only wanted to be in Orlando. And so she said, "Yeah, I'm focusing for this store in Houston. If I get it, would you be willing to move and come work for me?" I said, "Absolutely." And so she called me back a week later, said she got it, and within 6 months we had moved to Houston. And stayed there almost 4 years. Her main goal was always to get back to Orlando.
Where her family lives.
Where her family lives. And so back last year about this time, we knew that this store was going to be built, and it's really the one that she wanted, that she's been having her eye on for quite a long time. And,
yep.
And when it opened up for people to apply for it, she applied for it, and she got it. So it was a long process. It wasn't just one day she applied for it and got it. It was a long process of us being so ready. They would come and visit and do interviews with us and stuff like that. But it's anyway. We got the word in October of last year that that she was going to relocate to Orlando and wanted us to go with her. And so, again, that's what you do. So we decided we'd move back here with her, and so that started the process. And what we thought was going to be a smooth process turned out to be anything but. Everything was rocking along pretty good until March of this year,
when the Rona
hit, and our store was closed down for a couple of weeks. For 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah. Because it was in a mall location,
right? And you'll hear more about this on our video for Thursday.
Yep.
But we were closed down for 6 weeks, so I went and worked for another operator during that time, just to kind of keep things going and kind of make ends meet here and there. And but seeing that we were wine havers, we were already a month ahead on our budgeting and stuff like that, but that helped us to stay ahead during that time as well. And so it was during that time, one of the good things, I guess, during that time is that I didn't work as much as I would have if I would still been working in the Galleria. But so it helped us to be able to get things packed, to get everything ready to go. So when the movers got there, they could just go ahead and load our truck up for us, and we could be on our way. And so we did have time to do that and get those things done.
Now, if you follow us on Instagram, you know that we said on there we have only paid professional movers to move us cross country one time. That still stands.
That still holds true, because they didn't.
They loaded the truck for us, but we drove it.
Correct.
So, because we wanted someone who knew how to really load a truck tight,
mm-hmm.
so that we could get the most on the truck and not have So, I mean.
No, I did post a picture. I had actually measured out the dimensions of our truck on the floor in the apartment, and it started stacking the boxes the way I thought they should have went on the truck. And I knew we were going to have enough room before they got there, but I knew having them load it for us
would make it even
tighter. So, and I was right. They got there about 9 o'clock on Thursday to load our truck for us, and then by 10:20 they were done, and we were getting ready to head out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Organized Millennial. Yeah, she said that is actually a great idea, having them load it and drive it. I mean, that was ourselves. I mean, that was the problems when they were exactly going to deliver it. They said when we're headed in that direction. In other words, they weren't going to
sparks your interest. Just put them there in the comments, and Christy's looking at, I don't know,
talking and forgets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So that was the first thing, was just the whole moving process.
Yep.
We got we rented a truck from Penske and Rakuten. They may have some kind of deal with companies like that, but it was about 50% cheaper than U-Haul.
And well, yeah, we do check. We did check around. We've used Penske quite a lot over the last few years.
Yeah.
It's kind of been my go-to, but I did check around for prices, and U-Haul was about double what the Penske truck was going to be for the same size truck. So yeah, it was quite a.
And we knew that if for a 16-foot truck, it was going to be $300 something.
$381.
$381 for a 21.
Yeah, for a 21
foot truck.
24-foot truck, it was going to be close to $800.
Yeah, so that's why he purposely measured out what 16 feet was, so that he could see, did he think that we would actually fit all of our stuff in a 16-foot, and if we could, then he was going to save like $400.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Some of these expenses his boss is covering as moving expenses, but we don't like taking advantage of things when we know we can do it for less. We don't. Yeah,
absolutely.
So what else did we?
Some of the other challenges that we had, we knew we had to get our apartment cleaned before we left. We knew we weren't going to have time to do it as well as we would have wanted to. So we did pay. The apartment complex had a no need to clean policy that we pay a certain amount, and then they would come in and.
That was partly about cleaning, but also just about not wanting to deal with them saying, "Oh, you missed this one thing," and then trying to charge us for it.
Yeah. So if they did it, then they can't come back and say, "Hey, well, you didn't clean this because we didn't clean it." We'll let
you did.
The other thing they did not clean, would not clean, would have been the carpets, and we tried to. We tried to go out and rent a carpet cleaner from, H-E-B or Kroger or Walmart, but because of COVID-19, nobody's renting those things anymore. I don't know if you tried to rent one, but you can't.
Probably not.
Probably not. At least not in our area. So we looked around for some different carpet cleaning companies and found one that would do 2 rooms for $85. And so I called him the day before we moved. I called him, and he set it up for the next day at noon. We were going to have all of our stuff out of the apartment by 11. We knew that. And then he would come in and clean the carpets from 12 to 1, and then by 1:30 we'd be on the road. That was the plan. Well, all of our stuff was out of the apartment by 10:20. So we were
because those guys were fast.
Yeah, because they were fast. We swept up and swept up the apartment and everything. The carpet cleaner got there at about 11:50, unloaded all of his stuff. He was in the apartment. He was going to do just a quick clean on it, but when I showed him the carpets, he realized that wasn't going to be possible. And so he did a deep clean on our carpets, and fantastic.
Maybe you should explain about the carpets there. They were a light kind of.
I'm going to go get the thing.
Was it a shag? I mean,
yeah, it wasn't really a shag, but it was
but it was almost a white color.
Yeah.
And when we were moving in, by the time that we got our stuff moved in, the carpet was stained already.
Yep.
Just from the shoes was stained already.
Yep.
Just from the shoes being on the Houston street.
Right.
To the actual apartment room. So we had tried maybe once or twice to actually get a carpet cleaner, but it didn't. It never got completely clean, and we would even not. I mean, like not wearing shoes on it. It really didn't matter. It was that's not a good carpet.
Right. So anyway, he came in and did a deep clean on it. It only took him an hour. He was gone by 1 o'clock, and carpets look fantastic. And if you live in Houston, it's this guy, Earthly Carpet Cleaning. If you can read that, I hope that's not backwards. Earthly Carpet Cleaning in Houston. Great guy. And he came in and did a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Came in and did a wonderful job, and we're very pleased with that. And I only paid with tax and everything was $92. So to get
Yeah,
those
I think
two rooms
even though
cleaned,
he
so-
brought in the like deep clean.
because of COVID-19, our flights kept getting canceled, and so we just realized that, you know, if we were going to be, actually our moving time kept getting backed up because the store opening time kept getting back closer to us, and so we had scheduled a flight for June 5th and 5th through 7th, but then realized we were going to be moving on the 4th, and so after they canceled it, the next time we decided, you know, we just no way we're going to be able to make it down there. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If you do it on a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month or something like that, then that would probably work. So that's a great idea.
Yeah. If we'd have had one, that probably would have helped a lot.
A carpet cleaner.
But having to rent one every time was not cost effective.
And so, and so what we do was we were going to take some virtual tours, and actually this one was the only one we took a virtual tour of. Actually, my boss.
No, it was another. We took a
virtual tour of another one to your house. A FaceTime video with us from the house. Flashing a FaceTime video from the house, and walked through. And the place we have is not ideal, but this is not going to be our forever place here in Orlando. We're planning to spend the rest of our career here, but we're not spending the rest of our career in this place. Suits our needs. Maybe not a little bigger because we'll be empty nesters by that point, but
well,
hopefully.
Well, still, but I like my kids to be able to visit. But anyway, we had to think outside the box on some things. Like, I had a junk drawer in the other house, and I don't have any extra drawers for things like reusable straws, and so I'm gonna have to get something like a basket and put them in, and then put them in a cabinet. Like a basket and put them in, and then put them in a cabinet or something.
Yep.
I don't know. Things like that is just a little different. And we thought we have an extra bedroom in this house. We'll have an extra closet, so we'll have plenty of space. But they're not very big closets. They're kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
But
that we faced was eating on the road. I don't know if you know this or not, but we're going through some kind of pandemic thing, and a lot of the restaurants are closed.
We did that because it was
so we found a little fast food
picnic
place.
table on the trunk wasn't going to work.
Right.
Like every time you got out at a gas station to go to have a restroom break or something like that, you had to get your mask and your stuff.
Yeah.
That very fun. So, well.
All right, so let's look at some of the things that. For eating on the road, everything that we ate, I guess, came kind of to a total, cost us about $140 just for the truck itself. And then our hotel on Thursday night.
That would be touched, even though I would like to think they sanitized it, like hand sanitizer in the truck and the car, and I don't know what else. It's now showing we have no one watching. That's really